race fans. Welcome to the final event of the year. The final race of the historic Road Racing Championship at Le Grand. But we all know where it is. I'm very excited for this. And I hope some of you are as well, but it's going to be quite the event today. How you doing out there? Final race of the HRRC season. It didn't feel like we'd get here. It's been quite the ride so far, but I've made it to the final round of this crazy championship. The championship is on the line today for myself. Pretty much head-to-head with Jurne Simoncic today for everything, pretty much. He's got almost as good of a shot as I do at it, and it's going to be pretty interesting to see how it all works out. But there's a lot of racing ahead. We've got about 13 minutes left in practice, and then we'll be jumping into session qualifying, which will set the grid. That'll be 30 minutes, and then we'll get started. So we're about 45 minutes away from the start of the real race, if you're timing things on your side. But it'll be a 2-hour race. I saw a question earlier. We're not doing a full 24-hour simulation. Think of it as a different race at the same circuit. So we'll be racing into the afternoon, though. It'll get pretty late in the afternoon towards the end of the race. But goal is to make it there, because I think if I can make it there cleanly, I've got a really good shot at this one today. I'll bring up really quick here the points, in case you care about that type of thing. It's been quite the championship. The way the championship works for this series is very much how it worked in the 50s and 60s for a lot of racing series, where we do have drop rounds within the championship. So basically your best 4 finishes of the season count. And so although Jurne has only scored in 3 rounds so far, and I've scored in 4, I'll have to actually beat my result at Spa, which was a 3rd place, to score any more points today. So I have to get at least a podium to break even on my 26 points. If I finish 2nd or 1st, I will win the championship. Pretty much no matter what. I did the math. Jurne, though, he did score the single point for qualifying, getting the fastest pre-qualifying time. So if he finishes 4th and I don't score more points, he will tie. And we'll actually go with a tie championship, as they would have done back in the day. So we will be co-champions. But if he finishes on the podium and I fail to improve my points, Jurne will win the championship. So I feel like he's got almost an easier go at it than I do. Ascari is still technically in the championship, but he is in the 2-liter Maserati. And as you're about to see, engine power absolutely rules the day here at Le Grand. So, be tough for Ascari to win any points overall. But Ascari did wrap up the 2-liter championship earlier in Targa Florio and everything. So congrats to him. And he's on track for a podium in the overall, which is insane, considering how much lower the power of the Maserati is. But yes, longer races, maybe something in the future for stuff like this. But today, this is really just kind of its own race at this circuit, and same distance as everything else has been this season. The 2 hours, which will be quite enough racing, let me tell you. All right, so we got about 10 minutes left in practice here before qualifying and all that kicks off. So I'm going to actually get out onto the track and do a lap or 2 just to get acclimated. Track's going to get a lot of grip and things on it, and so it's about to change quite a bit, I bet. Seems like we've got most folks joining in, which is good. 35. We should have, I believe, 39 drivers today. We had 40 qualify, 1 drop out. Didn't get a replacement in time, but I think that'll be quite enough for some fun. All right, so let me jump in to everything and just do a lap or two and make sure everything feels good in the car. All right, so driving around this track is quite the experience in the Jag. This is definitely the best car. I have the best car today, for sure. The Ferrari is definitely struggling, but there's a couple key corners where the Ferrari may have a little bit easier of a time getting through than the Jag. Let me know, as always, how the audio is and everything. I can adjust all that. We'll come out of the garage here and hopefully not collide with anybody in the pits. Won't have to worry about that in the race. We'll just keep an eye on the mirror. I got one person coming, but we should be able to get ahead of them. It's Ervan behind me. Alright, come under the Dunlop Bridge. So this is Wuchu's Le Grand 67 circuit, which is such a nice track. I did a video about it a while back. Kind of sealed the deal with doing this championship overall, but highly recommend downloading this track. The 50s cars are great around here. The 60s cars as well are a perfect match. This is a 60s version of the circuit, so it's a little bit different than it would have been in the 50s. Mainly the front stretch is wider and the first turn is less severe than it was in the 50s. Otherwise, it's not super different than it was. But here we are on the Mulsanne. We got some dust being kicked up in front. Yeah, Wuchu's also released this track for Assetto Corsa as well. It's an official release, by him for that. So it exists for both sims, and it's such a nice track. A lot of dust being kicked up by Mr. Guy Ledouche in front of me. So we will have no issue passing the 2 and 3 liter cars down the Mulsanne here. It is going to be a crazy slipstream battle this whole race with everybody in class. And you can travel like 10 miles per hour faster by the end of the straightaway with slipstreaming. And I did some practice of it, but it was hard to just coordinate that in the qualifying, so looks like Guy's going to pull over here maybe, or he's just going off again. Hard braking from Mulsanne corner all the way down to first gear. And as always, you almost have to come to a complete stop to get the car to turn. There we go. Slide the rear end around. Now accelerate down this shorter straightaway. So it's all about these heavy braking zones, and then the acceleration. You have to be spot on perfect with every shift to try to get the most out of it, especially on a qualifying type lap. We'll come up to Indianapolis here. Hopefully Guy lets me by. Maybe I should go to the right. Go fourth for just a second. Down the gears, down a second. He's actually going to have a bit more speed. This is going to be some of the issue. The slower class cars are actually a bit better through the twisty stuff into Indianapolis. Ooh. Didn't mean to hit him. I don't think I actually hit him, but he maybe got a little out of control there. All right, into Arnage, first gear, nice and slow. I try to accelerate out because this is the long, fast run back to the start-finish now. No chicanes, but there is Maison Blanche, and this is going to be the tricky spot today, I think, for everybody. Going to be the tricky spot for me to get through this corner up here every single lap without any issues and carrying a lot of speed is oh boy. All right, right at the 100 marker, dip it in, want 2 wheels on the grass to the left there, and then flat out, did a bit of a lift. You can make it flat there, and I will try to do that on the qualifying lap, but just to make sure I actually make it through every lap, because I've had so many crashes there this week. It is such a tricky corner in this car, especially as the fuel burns off. The last couple laps of a stint are scary through there. But back into the first corner here. We'll do this lap and maybe pit at the end of it. Should have just enough time to finish this lap here. It's just under 4 minutes a lap heavy braking, second gear for the S's. It's just very easy to understeer in the Jag. I've seen that all season. That's why I crashed out at the Targa Florio, but I've learned a couple things about the setup that I wish I knew at the Targa Florio, but should hopefully help today. Hopefully help, knock on wood, I got the wooden steering wheel, so I can knock on that. But knock on wood, the couple of setup things I figured out will help me avoid any crazy understeering incidents. So, we will see. I've done more practice for this race, I think, than any of the other ones this season. Just in trying to make sure I know everything that could happen and be as perfect as possible. And so we'll see. Hopefully it all goes to plan, but there's going to be a massive variable in this, and just the slipstreaming and fighting with other drivers and all of that. So we will see. Into the kink. No issues coming through here, but what will be an issue is if we're side by side or something. That's where that gets really sketchy. And then Mulsanne corner here, I brake right at about the 400 markers. But then, like, the heaviest braking that you can possibly do without locking up the tires, use the engine braking basically to stop the car, and actually I did it better than I had to that time. But better to be a little bit early than late. Got Diego behind me here. He shouldn't have an issue catching me. Yeah, losing at the Targa Florio hurt, because I wanted to do so well there, but when you run a full championship, you know, there's going to be good ones and bad ones. Alright. Austin here. He's going to go through the kink. I'm going to be right behind him, but he's probably going to have just enough speed to stay in front. Ooh, and the Mercedes probably freak him out a little bit. But probably easier just to follow some of the slower cars through here, because they're going to be even a little bit quicker than we are if they're getting the lines right and stuff. Pass on the right there. We want to try to pass on the right wherever we can. Yeah, there are texture packs specifically for the Assetto Corsa version of the circuit that add the real billboards and stuff, but they're actually cool. Wu Chu, the creator of both his mod and the track, all the billboards are scientists and scientist names and things. It's kind of a fun little thing. Get it through Maison Blanche here, and I'm going to jump in the pits. I didn't quite get it to the right enough there, but I was able to get it turned. Not such an issue on a full tank, but the last 2 laps of the stint are really tricky, and Diego's going flat out through there, so he's able to catch me pretty well. Alright, heavy on the brakes here. So hard to slow down in time for the pits. Oh, that's tricky. That was perfect, though. If I can do that in the race, I will be a very happy guy. All right. Practice complete. Whoa. So we'll have qualifying now. Yeah, the chicane is cool unless you have to race it yourself for hours. So I'm going to just lower my fuel. I tried playing around with making like a qualifying setup and stuff, and there's things I could do, but yeah, it's tricky to get something that feels good and practice enough with it that I can actually be faster with that. So I'm going with my race setup just with a little bit less fuel, and hopefully I can set a good time. My main goal with qualifying, for this race especially, because drafting and slipstreaming and everything is going to be the key. Main goal is just to get ahead of all the slower cars here. We got 38 drivers in, so we're just missing one, I think. But Appreciate everybody joining today. This is going to be a fun race, and first lap is going to be the sketchy part, I guess. But if everything can get going through the first lap, then I will be, pretty happy and safe. I think everybody's going to be getting a penalty for exiting the pits before the time starts. Yeah, you gotta wait till the timer starts, I think. They're all gonna get a penalty here. Alright, this is gonna be a mess. It's 30 minutes, everybody on track at the same time, so it's really just about trying to get... I'm gonna just try to do as many laps as I can and hope I can get one clean one with a slipstream somewhere. Tom Lane in front of me. Haven't seen him yet this season. Alright, but we're live for qualifying, 29 minutes to go. I should have just enough fuel actually to do the whole 30 minutes here. And yeah, we'll see. The track should just get faster and faster because we are finally laying down some rubber on the circuit. So with 40 cars all doing that around here. So Nikolai's gonna let me slide up the inside there. So Nico's a couple cars up the way, and I think he'll be one of my key drafting buddies this race. Yeah, we did institute a rule regarding bump drafting specifically. So you are not allowed to touch another car. There's no way we could ever police slipstreaming or anything like that, but you are not allowed to touch a car. It's a no contact series. So otherwise, you're kind of free to do what you want. You can tow each other around. You can coordinate laps. People were doing that in the pre-qualifying. But you cannot actually hit each other. That's the rule. Same goes for the race too. So we do have a steward today. Ian's back in the steward booth. And so he'll be on a lookout for anybody doing that. I'm not expecting anybody to get penalties though. I'm not quite close enough to Tom here to get his slipstream. I might pick up a mile an hour or so, but like I said, if you get right on somebody, you can pick up like 10 miles per hour on the straightaway here, which will make a massive difference in qualifying. Aurelian, beautiful car, one of my favorite cars this season. Got a couple of the mighty Bristols in front. I was so happy to see Bristols actually make the race. We were a little bit worried because they weren't able to make it at Spa just because of the car and speed, but we have a good field of Bristols in the race today. Keep it in third gear here, really ring it out as we head towards Indianapolis. I have just enough time to sneak up the inside of Darren. Now he's going to outbrake me pretty easily. That little Bristol is going to have a lot of speed just through here. Everywhere else, though, we will easily be able to work on by. I want Tom here to back up just a little bit. Scoop past Darren here. All right. So just need to try to get a good lap. At least get a banker. Even a solo lap, I would be faster to get ahead of all the 2 and 3 liter cars. So Tom backed up quite a bit to me there. Actually gonna easily blow past him here. Maybe hopefully he can just get up behind me on the straightaway and slipstream, push us along a bit. Not physically, but even if you get right up behind another car, you both will go faster. But this is my banker. This is my banker lap. Ooh, maybe not. A lot of understeer there. All right. He's able to get it. Yeah, there's effectively no pit limit. All right. I hope Tom just hangs out behind me here, because he can probably push us along pretty good. He might try to pass me. We'll see. I haven't really raced with Tom before, so I don't know. Yeah, he's gonna try to pass. It's a little bit weird when you're behind another car and you. I'll do this to him though. But yeah, you just want to kind of hang out here and get as close as you can without touching. It's basically where you want to be. And we're gonna catch a whole bunch of cars in front. But see, I'm already up to 175 miles per hour. Normally you can only hit 171 or so. So we're really going, cruising. We're gonna catch Nate Cowan up here, one of the Bristols. It's gonna be a little interesting. Yeah. Don't blame him for backing out there. This won't be a great lap, but we should be easily fast enough to get into the top of the field. Take it a bit easy. This is not going to be the best lap. He's able to get a lot of speed on me through there. Got Liam in front. Second gear here. Want a little throttle just to get it rotated, then down to first. Heavy braking. So easy to run wide on this corner. The camber, it's actually really tricky. A bit of a slide through Arnage. I tried left foot braking with this, but it doesn't really help, to be honest, because you basically need to be off the brakes by the time you turn in, or else you're going to understeer. So it's good to actually have them separate inputs so that you're not trying to do two things at once. Oh, thank you, Cheesity, the Cheesity. Thank you. Next race seems to be the Battle of the Pintos. Could be interesting. Understeer there. It's pretty slow. Alright, this will be good enough to at least get me up front. There, Nico. Alright, Hillebrand had a crash there through Maison Blanche. A few cars exiting the pits. It gets complicated on the front stretch here. It's a 357, so that'll be good enough to get me up front at least. None of the other cars will be able to go that fast. The 3 and 2 liters. But now it's all about trying to get a good time for the 5-liter class right to the wall. Alright, I should be in a good position to push Tom along here. Assuming we can get a good exit. Sal right behind us. Bit really slow kind of first sector there, but we'll see what we can do. I'm just going to stick with Tom here and see if we can get a good run down the Mulsanne. It is, I mean, I don't blame Nico for having a crash there. It is so easy to crash through Maison Blanche. It has made this track go from hey, that'll be a fun, kind of easy track, but fun race too. I'm actually really nervous about just racing the track for this whole thing. All right, we are in full slipstream mode. At 178 miles per hour, 7 miles an hour faster than you can go alone. Through the kink there, nearly flat out. Yeah, getting a ton of speed now on our last lap. I'm going to try to pass him into Maison Blanche here, or into Mulsanne Corner rather. Get it slowed down, lock up the brakes a little bit. No, I'm going to run wide. Dang. Well, we're still up on time, but make a bit of a fool of myself there. I was hoping to sneak in front of him and lead us through the end of the lap, because I think I can push a little bit harder than him, but we'll see here. We should still get a pretty good lap here. Somebody did a 52 flat. I think Jackson did, so that'll be really hard to beat. That's faster than my pre-qualifying time. And second gear into Indianapolis. Oh, he's very slow there. Did not anticipate that. All kinds of sideways. Right, maybe I can lead the next lap. I don't know. We'll see. Stick a third gear here. I think he's probably going to be lifting through Maison Blanche, so I don't want to hit him. I'll lift as well. Just get through here safely. Complete this lap. Wow, he did pretty good that time. Whoa, right onto the grass. My God. All right, we got about 17, 18 minutes left in qualifying. This will be a decent lap. It's not going to be anywhere near the front, but we'll see where this puts me. So up to third overall. Oh, Tom's actually out of it now. It's going to be really hard for me to improve without a slipstream. I got Real Deal up the road a bit. Maybe he'll see me behind him. Back up a bit. Yeah, I'm up 7/10 through the first sector. That first sector was not great on that lap. To be honest, I'm not super concerned about getting the pole or anything. It doesn't mean that much in this race. But being up front so that we don't have to worry about too much traffic is mainly the key thing. So if I'm in the top 5 or so, I'll be pretty happy with that. So we're just going to lose a ton of time here on the straightaway, and I'm in a bit of a hole. But I think I can still actually improve my time even alone like this. So I had a pretty bad Mulsanne corner, and then the end of the lap wasn't super quick, so we'll see if I can claw some of this back, but we're just about to be even with the time from last time through. All right, 2/10 out. Try to get it down into second gear as quick as possible, all the way down to first. That'll get me back caught up there. Yeah, I've got some time, and I'm just going to try to pound out some laps just because I know I can improve alone, and who knows, you know, who will come towards me, or the chances that I do the rest of these laps alone are pretty low, I think. Bit of a slide there into Indy. To Arnage, just pretty good end of the lap here. I'm gonna try to go flat out through Maison Blanche, but always sketchy. Always super sketchy doing that. It's too bad I couldn't get a toe down the Mulsanne. Otherwise, this lap's actually really good so far. Get it up to fourth there. If you're going to go flat, it's better to get it up to fourth and then just hold it. So here we go. Try to do it. Oh, it's going to be too little. Man. I didn't get it turned in quite enough. That was a heck of a crash. Oh my God. All right, so I'm third right now. Still have a couple 5-liter cars that haven't really turned to time yet. But I'm going to lower the fuel a little bit more. All right. Looks like everything's going, everything's working so far as I can tell. Yeah. That happens. That's why it's so hard. You can do it flat, though, and that's the thing. You have to risk everything. All right, we will try to do a lap, and I don't know if anybody's going to come with me. What I want is, like, Nico or somebody to come up behind me and try it out. No, the car was not okay. I definitely lost at least one wheel or something. If I do that during the race, it's game over. But I'm not going to be trying to go flat out there during the race. I'm a little bit worried about following another car and potential understeer and things, but I practiced, like I said, I've done more practice for this race than like any other race this season, and I did a full length simulation of it yesterday. So the full 2 hours, and was able to do that corner every time. Had a couple close calls, but otherwise was pretty good. So I feel like I'm as prepared as I can be to get through there lap after lap. Yeah, in the description of the video there should be, I might have actually removed it for this one. But yeah, on my Discord, there's links to all the mods. It's called Legrand 67. It's the circuit, and this is the 1954 sports cars. I think the broadcast should be kicking off here in a minute, and there is a link to that in the description as well. So if you'd rather watch an external broadcast, or if you want to have that on side by side or something, then that should be starting any second. I believe we've got Paul back on comms with Aidan this week, like we did at Targa Florio, so should be a good show over there, hopefully. And we'll definitely broadcast the whole race in case anything weird happens here, but crossing my fingers for this one. Yeah, running to the rig start would be something fun. in a bit of a hole here, but Jackson is 23 seconds off. I might wait for him. Although it's not, again, starting on the pole doesn't necessarily mean much, but I might wait for Jackson here and see if we want to do a nice lap together. Oh, he's with Urne. They're not going to want to lap with me. Ferrari teammates working together per the program. Where is Nico? I don't know. It would be funny. There's no way to... it would be super fun if everybody kind of had a similar setup or something, but, you know, who knows who's racing and what, or there might be folks that aren't able to do a run to the rig. But yeah, it would be fun. It's actually kind of hard for me to get into the rig with this steering wheel on. it's the first race I'm ever doing with it, and kind of wish it would be nice to have gotten it kind of at the start of the season, but it's a big, like 370 millimeter wooden steering rim, which very much matches like a Cobra, which fits these cars perfectly. Alright, try to put a good lap, because I think I can still better my time even on a solo lap. I was able to do a what was it? 252.5 or 4 solo. Seems like Tom came out behind me, but I don't necessarily want to throw away this lap as well to get closer to him. Second up on my best time. The track's gripping up quite a lot, which is good. I think that's going to help smooth things out through like Maison Blanche during the race. Yes, the big rim. Yeah, folks have all kinds of cool setups and stuff, and you know, not everybody can move around quite so easy. That's one of the nice things about sim racing, is it's a lot of folks can do it. You know, no matter the circumstances, there's all different types of controllers and things out there, so it's a nice equalizer in that way. We got some slower cars going 3 wide in front. What's going to be really interesting is during the race, if we're moving along and we catch a pack of slower cars that are 2 wide or 3 wide, figuring out what to do then is going to be a bit interesting. I think we got 4 cars up here. Yeah, all 4 of them trying to do a Maserati slipstream train, I think. I'm in 4th now. I lost 1 spot. You'll notice the upshifts are slow in this car. In this mod, they modeled in some like clutch slip and things, so you have to actually be really precise and careful about your shifts. And something that really I don't see in a lot of other cars. Thank you, Ian. I very much appreciate you helping out in the steward's box today. I hope it's not a busy day for you. Nice and gently through here. I don't think this lap's going to be any better than my last ones. I should be able to slip past these 3 running to Maison Blanche. Maybe not, actually. bit sketchy trying to go too wide through here. But as long as everybody, you know, does the same thing, it should work out. This gets even worse. I'm just gonna hold back. I'm not on a good lap. That's good practice for the race anyway. It's probably gonna be quite a few of those scenarios. Alright, start another lap here. It's a 3:55.8. Should have time for... This might be my last lap, actually. Really sideways there. Slide it through Tete Rouge. It's gonna lose me a bunch of time, actually. Held on to it though, which is good. Back to 5th. I think Yerne and Jackson did a good time together, if I was to guess. It's gonna be tough to break up the Ferrari team, because that's really their only hope around here. Ferrari's got to work together to have any chance, because on raw pace, the Jag here can hit about 171 miles an hour. I think the Ferraris can only hit like 164. So if they get left out, or you know, without a slipstream partner, it's going to be very easy for us to run away. I'm back to 6th now. Oh boy. Road dog in front. The nice thing is the slower cars brake a lot later into any corner, but Mulsanne corner especially, so if you're right behind them, it doesn't actually really affect the lap at all. Where things get weird is if they're behind us. I'll get a nice starting slipstream here. Yeah, today's all about friends. It's all about having friends and trying to work together. Track definitely has a lot of grip on it now in some of the corners. Ugh. It's gonna kill my lap. Alright, so I think that's gonna be it's gonna be it for qualifying. So not the best session, but I did get ahead of all the slower traffic. Practice of pit entry here. The session's not going to run long enough for me to do another full lap, in case you're wondering, so I'm going to bow into the pits here and just practice a pit entry one more time. Slid past it quite a ways there. That would not be good. Don't want to do that in the race. Oh man, Yerne. So Yerne getting up front. At least so far. There might be a few more laps coming in, but Yerne is able to get the provisional pole here. Real Deal in second. It's one of the Jags. Diego, Nicholas, Hillebrand. So we got 3 Jags up there in the top 4. Did he do a 52 without tow? Yeah. I mean, I can do 52s without tows too, but it did not put that lap together. So yeah, we're gonna be in the thick of it for the 5 liters off the start. Oh boy, 39. All 39 of us are in here. Cheesity, thank you again. Hope you have a good overall race. Probably not gonna make it through the whole thing. Yeah, no worries. It's a long race, but this stream will stay up long after it's done. Hopefully go the distance. So basically, it's just about getting through there, especially the first couple laps. Get through. Don't make any silly mistakes right off the get-go. Let things kind of sort out. I can't imagine there's not going to be some kind of crash somewhere. And hopefully it's not in Maison Blanche and like some pile-up or something. That would not be good. But, you know, just avoid any kind of craziness off the line. Get into a rhythm. I think as long as we don't, you know, have any kind of incident, missing the braking or something, it shouldn't be that hard to stick with everybody. And it's going to be a crazy pack race for this first stint. I'm going to be 2-stopping the race during the race. There's no way to make it on 1 stop with the Jag here. No way to make it on 1 stop. So it's 2 stops, but I'm going to try to push the length of those quite far because with the slipstreaming, I don't know what kind of fuel mileage I'll be getting. And then, you know, from there, just have to see how it plays out. Hopefully I, you know, stick with somebody the whole race and we can slipstream and who knows. I don't really care who it is other than Yerne. Yerne might be the only one I don't want to work with, but if it ends up that way that it's me and him, then we'll work together for the first part of the race anyway. Thank you, Ascari. Good luck to you as well. Where'd you qualify? Ooh, towards the back a little bit. 25th. That's pretty good in the 2 liters, though. It's going to be busy back there, so good luck to you. Yeah, no heroics, but yeah, I'm mostly worried about getting caught up. I think I've practiced the start so many times on myself. I'm mostly worried about getting caught up with other folks. But not a lot you can do to prevent those things. Thank you, Martin. Glad some folks are in the support race. I don't know how big the field ended up being over there, but hopefully that's a fun one too. All right, so the qualifying's ending here. Gosh, maybe would have had enough time to do another lap. Should end any second. It'll go to a quick warm-up and just to, to get everybody ready, and then we will start the actual race. Yep, all about consistency and everything. Guess I should put my well wishes. Everybody's joking around with the Duke grid. If you weren't here for the Targa Florio, we had a bit of a mess getting everything started for that, but ended up working out, and not for me. It's one I need to forget, but yes, do grid, Jackson. I think we got all 5 liters up front, so that's good. That'll save some craziness. I'm hoping so. We do start kind of sideways here at Le Mans, and thank you, Jim. Yeah, I know. I watched back. If you weren't here for my rally stream earlier this week, I did have a bit of a excited to end the season strong type speech before the final stage, and I crashed in like the final corner of the final stage of the rally. So yeah, we won't be celebrating anything until I get through Maison Blanche on the last lap. Alright, server should turn over here to warm up any second. Wow, we got a lot of folks in here, so I appreciate you all joining. Hopefully it's a good show today, and not a short one. But yeah, what I was saying with the grid, so we are starting sideways on the front straightaway, and I've tried to tell everybody to practice this, because the car definitely behaves in a weird way when you, when you launch. Especially when you crank the wheel. That and the timing with the lights and stuff is not exactly straightforward, so I hope folks practiced it, because it's going to be a little interesting. No heroics into Sandoval. Yeah, no heroics. I think the corner, I'm worried about 2 corners on the first lap. I guess I'm worried about 3 corners. The S's, of course, but I think folks will behave in the S's. Knock on wood. But Mulsanne corner, because we're going to have this massive rush of speed. And I know I'm going to brake long before the 400 boards on the opening lap. The brakes are cold, tires are cold. We're going to be traveling super fast, because there's probably going to be 9 of us in a big pack together. And that all sorting out and somebody not just careening through everybody is going to be one of my main worries. And then, of course, Maison Blanche on the first lap and every lap through there. I think I can see where my pit stall is if I just exit, so that'll be a good idea. Don't have enough time to do a lap, but can at least see maybe where I'm going to be pitting. Ooh, it's right there. It's right at the start of the pits, I believe. That'll be interesting. That will be interesting. Just thinking about this start. Hopefully we can all get through safely. Looks like Isidoro's car is parked as the safety car. Or either that or that was him. It's flickering there. R Factor 2 is just kind of a... I've learned a lot about the sim this year. And where it's good and where it's a little tricky to use. Every sim is a bit got its quirks, but R Factor 2 definitely has a few quirks. Let's say that. Yeah, we should do about 31 laps today, but maybe 32 depending on the slipstream. I know it's 31. It's 31 in testing. Right, actually, I'm gonna quickly run to the bathroom.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now?
That was poorly timed, but I made it. Just double check my setup here. Make sure all is good to go. All right. So we'll jump onto the grid here. For Le Mans. We're good. Everything's good. Everything's good. We're all good. No worries. I'm gridded. The chat is super delayed. All right. Try to get a good start here. All right, we're away. Got Jackson in front. Just give it a bit of a pump of the throttle. 2x2. This is good. This is good. All right, we got a couple cars side by side in front. All right, nice and easy here into the S's. Everyone's gonna brake very easily. Keep it on the inside. Got Tom hanging out to my right a little bit. All right, we come down to Tete Rouge. So through the first couple corners, all right. Down to first. Nice and easy on the inside. Trying to get a good exit, but yeah, so this is going to be interesting. Ooh, a bit of a hop from the cars in front. All right, first couple corners, all right. Now we got to head down the long straightaway here. Actually lost a little bit of time to Diego there, but we're a bit more spread out, at least back here, than I thought we'd be. Should still have a bit of a slipstream with Tom behind me too. Hopefully that'll help close things up. And just watch for something weird in front. Hopefully nothing crazy up there. All right, Tom's coming up behind me. Got Moria and Scooby off of them. Tom's gonna stick with me here. You see Yerne moving to the inside up there, the inside of Nico. We are flying. I hope everybody plays it cool on the brakes here on lap 1. Yeah, we're pulling them all in. Start going too wide in front, which is like not the best idea in my opinion. All right, I don't really care about passing Diego here. I just want to play it nice and easy. Tom's going to slip up the outside. Down to first gear. Everybody's nice so far. Oh, God. We're all side by side. All right. Through Mulsanne corner. Yeah, I lost out to Tom there, but it's not the time for anything too crazy. Although we have a bit of a Ferrari train up front, I think. I don't know who's leading. It might be Real Deal. Oh, no, Nikolai. We have our first retirement on the first lap. Down to second gear here for Indianapolis. I think everybody's got the same idea up here. It's just easy stuff. Nice and easy. It's a long race. And in a race like this where you can't really get away from each other, there's no sense in dive bombing and all this stuff. Arnage, real early braking here. So it's Real Deal out front. Yerne in second. Jackson third. Diego fourth. Nico in fifth. Tom Lane in front of me, Moria behind me. All right, Maison Blanche. White House, what it literally means. Got a little bit of a gap to the cars in front. I'll keep it in third gear here. I really feel like passing Tom. He went up to fourth. All right, hold your breaths. Nico's a bit wide. Tom's a bit wide as well. My God, we made it. I was really slow there. Moria's going to actually have a pretty good run on me. All right, I got Nico in front. Hopefully I can catch up to him here and slipstream a bit. I know Nico's really quick. It's more of a question of getting to him. It's actually quite easy to crash in the first corner. Sometimes it looks like it's not hard, but if you miss it, you really miss it. guess his second time. All right, so I'm 1.2 off of Nico. Hopefully I can get a good exit here and catch up to him on the straightaway. Oh gosh, Road Dog's out too. Hopefully there wasn't a crash towards the back, but I have a hard time imagining everyone got through the first lap all right. We somehow did it in the 5 liters. 2 seconds off. I didn't get a great exit there. Oh, all right. We are in the race. One nice thing about Le Mans is you can relax a little bit on the Mulsanne, especially on laps like this where there's not a lot going on. It might get a little bit crazy later on, but yeah, no clue what happened behind me. It sounds like there might have been some kind of crash or something. All right, Tom is actually gaining up on me, and I don't know if he's going to choose to stick with me or just blast on by. Looks like he might stick with me. That's good. That'll help us catch up. Catch up to Nico here. This is good. I'll get a little bit of a push. We should be pulling Nico in a little bit. Tom's going for the lunge here into Mulsanne. Oop, he actually backed out. I was thinking we might have gone too wide through there, so I ran a bit wide myself. Alright, so this isn't good, necessarily, because Yernay might actually be out front now, but he's been able to slipstream with Real Deal, and they're getting a bit further ahead than I'd like. If you remember back all the way to Longford this season, race kind of started this way. I was a little bit further back, but just by being consistent and taking things as they came. Well, Finn Jensen's out as well. I know they were new. Just by being consistent and taking things easy, I was able to capitalize on folks' mistakes, but I'm not expecting Yernay to make any mistakes today. So I really got to catch up to Nico here. No, we're not time scaled for 24 hours. It's just going to be an afternoon into sunset type race. All right, in the White House. I lost Tom behind me as well. Yeah, it looks like Real Deal's up there in first. But this isn't good. I'm falling into a bit of a hole here. I wonder if Nico can back up to me. He's got Diego, so he might be content just with him. Got a long race to go, so no sweat just yet. Trying to get as good of an exit as I can onto the Mulsanne. So it looks like we're actually catching one of the first slower cars, maybe a car that had an issue and pitted or something. Generally, we should have slower cars keeping to the left down the straightaway here, and then we'll pass on the right. But of course, they're going to want some of our slipstream as we go past, so you'll see folks weaving a little bit. I'll get a nice Nice run here on Morelato. I love that car. That's the traditional colors of Brazil, that one. Very pale yellow with a dark green. Really, really nice livery. I feel like I caught up to everybody a little bit there, somehow. They might be squabbling a little bit. Looks like Real Deal's actually breaking out to a lead. So maybe the Ferrari's not actually able to keep up. I don't know. In testing, I was able to break away from Ferraris, but I wasn't sure. It's tough to know, like, what strategy somebody's on, what fuel level. On it. I'm in sixth spot currently. I got to finish in the top 2 to score any points today. Yeah, so we got Urne Jackson and then Diego and Nico in front. And I definitely have gained on them this lap somehow. And if you remember back to Spa as well, I actually had a really bad start there. I got in a bit of an accident and I think I was down on top speed, but just by staying in it, I was able to finish 3rd there. So you never know what's going to happen. Gotta be. I know I'm losing time through there, but you saw in qualifying what happens if you try to be a hero. So, all right, come across the line. This won't be a terrible lap. 3:55.8. Found my apex that time, which is good. Try not to lull myself into overdoing it. It's a little wide. It's easy to try to push a bit too much to try to catch up or something, and you can't make up time in a single corner, you know? I'll be in trouble, though, if Nico and Diego get past the 2 Ferraris. Yeah, it's an hour 47 to go. So I need to make it to at least 40 minutes in, so an hour 20 to go to be on my fuel strategy, but I should be able to make it quite a bit past that. And my strategy for this race, if nothing changes, is to go as far as I can, fill it up all the way, go as far as I can again, and then at the end work out how much I need to put in for the final stop. And if I was running the whole race alone, which I hope doesn't happen, as Nico's jumping up the inside of Diego there, if I do run the whole race alone, you know, I'll need about 34 gallons on the last pit stop to make it. Alright, got a big pack. They are racing side by side, which is not the quickest way, but I think Nico jumped the 2 Ferraris, and so this is not good. But I guess it's good. I don't know. So if I can't win, then I just need to hope Urne doesn't win. Threw Miz on again. They threw a Mulsanne corner. I'm just outside of slipstream range. You need to be within 2 seconds to really get anything. just have to hope they keep kind of squabbling with each other and passing and all that. So the Ferraris are a bit better in initial acceleration, actually. So it's a little tricky out of Tête Rouge or Arnage there, where they actually can pull a little bit, but come 150 miles an hour, we really start picking up speed on them. I'm taking it a lot easier than I practiced through there, but it's so easy to throw it all away. Alright, come across the line a little bit better on that lap. It looked like they might have been running a bit wide up front. You just hope you don't come around one of these blind corners into like a war zone. Get up there just a little bit, but we're good. I am pulling them in through the first sector, but it's just not quite enough. 2.6 seconds, especially because they've got cars in front. It's not going to help me. I've lost Tom behind me, so it's okay. I'm not totally losing this group, but Real Deal has checked out in front, so Real Deal's been on it all week here. The second day of pre-qualifying set a super fast time. I know he's been excited for this race, so yeah, maybe he's got what it takes today. He just got out to that early lead and is running away. So we have a couple cars on the track up ahead. Hopefully you can see down the straightaway. I'm sure I can see a lot better than you all can. Guys out. It's going to be hard to catch these guys. So it's Jackson and Nico directly in front of me. We got Declan in one of the 3-liter cars just ahead. Slow, but all right. So Jackson's fallen a little bit off Nico. If Jackson loses Nico in front, he'll definitely fall back to me. And the two of us together would definitely be quicker than one. Everybody's been clean through there so far. I'm actually I'm surprised. I thought there was going to be a little more chaos. At least clean up here. I don't know what happened out back, but... a little bit tight there. A little too late into Rouge. A bit better that time. And Jackson's close enough to Nico to get the slipstream this time. Alright, just head down. This hasn't worked out perfectly. I lost too much time. Fell off that slipstream right at the start, so I'm in a bit of a hole right now and just need to hope something shakes it up in front. But at least I'm through and safe. We got an hour 38 to go. I'm at 25 gallons of fuel. We need about 4 gallons to make a lap. A little bit more than 4. So we should easily do another 20 minutes on fuel. No problem. Oh, I'm actually pulling Jackson in. Alright, he might have lost Nico. Might have actually lost Nico there. I think Nico might have lost Urne in front. Urne, if it ended like it did right now, or it was running right now, Urne would win the championship, I believe. So, gotta make something happen here today. No idea what the Ferraris are gonna do for strategy, though. I think they might be a little better off than we are fuel-wise. So, more the reason that I need to get in front of them. Urne might actually be falling off of Diego, so that'll let Nico catch up to him. I thought Nico and I were maybe going to be able to work together, but he's just a little too far up the road this whole time. Cannot power shift in these cars. They have modeled clutch slip, so you need to be clutching. In real life, you'd have to double clutch these, but luckily, you don't have to do that. Right, good run there. Getting to about half tank of fuel, so a couple more laps and things will actually start getting tricky to drive. Car is pretty much at its best right now, though. Ooh, a tire! I saw a tire on the side of the road there. Just focus forward. I thought we might see a car in the middle of the track, but I don't know who it was, but somebody hit the wall in the S's. Alright, I might catch up to Jackson this time because he's got nobody in front of him. my top speed should be like 5 miles an hour faster. The fact that Jackson and Yernay are able to run up here, though, shows you just how good they are. I think my saving grace in this championship against Yernay is that I am driving the Jag. Had a bit of an advantage at a couple tracks. Pulling in Jackson just a little bit, a few tenths. This is where it happens, right at the end of the straightaway. It seems like Nico caught up to Yernay. Hopefully he can get around Yernay and put a gap, and so Yernay will fall back to me as well. Oh yeah, right on Jackson now. Understeer. I do want to actually get around Jackson if I can. I think the quicker combo would be the Ferrari following the Jag. So he pulls out in that initial acceleration, but I'll start reeling him in here a little bit. The straight's not quite long enough. Second gear here. Nico's right on Yernay now. I mean, the fact that I haven't lost sight of him means it's not totally over or anything like that. A little too much wheel spin. Alright. Revving it a little too much in second gear there. So I was looking forward. Jackson and I were set to have a really good battle at Dundrod before we had a pretty unfortunate accident with a lapped car. We took a lot of grass there. I had some great slipstream practice with Jackson in Spa, preparation for Spa. Alright, looks like Nico got around Yernay. Hammer that throttle, get the car to rotate. Basically wedges the car when you really hit the throttle with the diff. The tire's still sitting there, so must have been one of the slower cars. We will catch lap traffic, but it's not going to be this like constant. The race isn't quite long enough to do like, you know, every lap where there'll be lap traffic. We'll probably pass, I think, some of the cars twice before the end, but we're already a quarter into this. Jackson's doing really well. Yernay knows if he loses Nico that he's going to fall back quite a ways, so expect him to do everything he can to stay up there. Alright, here I come on Jackson. Going to be about right at him when we get to the braking zone, I think. Toe here. Don't expect anything too funny. Slide up the inside. car slowed down. He'll be a bit quicker on acceleration out of here, but I don't know if he might just try to stay packed up with me. Alright, so get up into 5th. I got Urinay in front of me. Headlights on there. It will get a bit, well, it's not going to get dark, but it'll get a bit like dusk before the end of the race, sunset. A little fast there. Bit of a narrow entry. We're all right though. Just the only thing I hope is that Jackson doesn't pack up right behind me coming into Maison Blanche, because I think he's going through there a bit quicker than I am. Looks like I got a decent gap to him, so I don't know. We'll see if Jackson can stick with me, but I might pull away from him and leave him behind. Unfortunate for him. Pulling me in, actually. He might go for the pass because I feel like that's his only shot at actually sticking together. He's going to push me along a bit. This could be good, actually. If we work together well, we could actually catch Urinay. So I hope he can stick with me, to be honest. Just gotta be a bit careful. I'm gonna be a little bit faster into some of these corners with him right behind. Penalty. I don't know what happened there, but I assume it's justified. We're 10 seconds. We lost 10 seconds to Nico and Urinay, and they're together. And I don't expect Urinay to try to pass Nico. Same as Jackson's doing with me, so we're going to be pretty much an even pair. Jackson needs to get a bit closer to me, though. We've got 13 gallons, so we're within just a few laps from the pit stops. Quarter tank of fuel. Yeah, this is good. 176, 77, 78. You see the, I don't know if you'll be able to see the really small time at the bottom, but it's just going up and up and up. Alright, so we'll be a bit quicker coming into Mulsanne corner. Silverwolf's out. Silverwolf was fighting for second, I believe, in the championship for his class with Darren, so that might hand that to Darren. Oh, we have suspension off the track there. Doesn't look like it's any of ours. Sketchy. It gets really sketchy through there at the end of the fuel tank. Didn't quite get the turn in, but was able to get it arched. Isidora's out. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but that might have been his wheel that we saw earlier, right there. Might have been my best lap of the race, but yeah, I'm gonna have a tough time here. Jackson's fallen off a little bit. He should catch up to me. Alright, so we'll start thinking about the pits. And I'm gonna go full fuel. I'm gonna change rear tires. Ooh, don't want to change tire pressures. Shouldn't cost me any extra time to change the rear tires, and I can definitely feel the difference after 2 hours here, especially if I slide a lot. So we'll do no damage, which is good, but we'll fill it up and put on just a rear set of tires. We should do that in at least one more lap after this. Yeah, it looks like Jackson's not able to actually keep up with me, and I don't think it's worth slowing down, because every lap I'm going to have to slow down, have him catch up, so it's probably better for me just to lose him. We got Mighty D in front. Just see Yerne, that white car there. He's actually right behind Nico. Tell by their relative. So yeah, after the next lap we'll be fine on time-wise for strategy and everything, but see if we can push it an extra lap or two. A big lockup from Mighty D in front. Was able to get it safely into the turn. Another one. Diego's off. Diego's trying to spin back around. Just don't run into me. Alright, so that's going to be a free spot. It's also a free spot for Yerne, though. So Yerne's up into third. Fourth, so Yerne's in third. I gotta finish in front of him, basically. Gotta figure out a way to catch up to him. Alright, just be real easy here. Low fuel. There we go. That's what I want to do, just like slingshot it in like that. Alright, so we're coming past the pits, so I'm gonna have to pit next time by. Got six gallons left, so I have to pit on the next time. Got a few cars coming in and out of the pits. Oh, it looks like Real Deal's in the pits, actually. So we're going to actually get another spot, but that should be on strategy. So Real Deal pits a lap early, basically. I'm in third. But just for the time being. Alright. So we're good with all the strategy stuff. Full tank, rear tires. Should be about 50 seconds as long as I don't miss the stall or anything like that. Have to be really careful about the pit lane here. Beyond there just being no speed limit and everything, just cars entering and exiting. You can hit other cars. If you were here at Dundrod, did a stupid error there and hit another car in the pit lane. Wish folks wouldn't use the chat just to chat, but too late for that. I don't know, Christopher, if the Ferraris are going to be pitting twice or once. I mean, I really hope they have to pit twice. There is no way the Jag could pit once, though. You would have to go so slow that it wouldn't, you would take longer going slow than the second pit stop takes, so. My hope is that the second pit stop can be pretty short. Just, if I did get a lot of slipstream, it could definitely be pretty short, but I'm not extending this first run by an extra lap or anything, so I don't know. Let's just see how it plays out. There, we got Nate in front of me here. Whoa, big slide there. That was weird. I just gotta make sure I hit my pit stop request coming out of Arnage. And then cross your fingers that there's no weird stuff happening in the pit lane. You can see the rubber on the track. We run static rubber for qualifying just so that nobody gets an advantage. And so it's my first time really seeing the track rubber up. It's quite cool. Our factory's got some great features like that. Alright, we'll come through Maison Blanche. I might get held up here a little bit by Reese. I don't think I'm going to be able to get by him before. Maybe I will. This is going to be a little sketch. It's going to stick. Alright, we'll go up the inside. Yikes. This is not ideal. Alright, we're good. Alright. Just can't slide past my pit stall, so I'd love to make a really solid pit entrance, but it's better to be a little safe. There it is. Alright, a little slow, but able to get it slowed down. We'll stop. Alright. I made it through stint 1. Oh no. Urine's not getting served in the pits? That's not good. I don't know, just keep focused, but that might be huge for the race. That's not how I'd want to win, but I don't know what we could do about that. Alright, just pit stop's gonna end, and I just need to be really careful with the mirror here. Make sure nobody's coming in behind me. I got a nice big long gap in front. I don't know, Urine might be out. I don't know if he has enough fuel to make another lap, or if he... I don't know, I can't think about it too much, but if that's how this gets decided, that would be such a shame. So I come out just about the same gap to Nico in front, so I think he'd pit as well, which makes sense. I don't think he'd be able to go an extra lap. Oh no, he wasn't able to stop. there's nothing we can really do about that. I know if you, I mean, I doubt he did this, but I know if you enter the pit lane and then cross the white line to the left at all, you will, you know, you can't get your pit stop done anymore, basically. So he's back on track, but he's going to try to make a lap with like no fuel in the car, it sounds like. So it also seems like the Ferraris are on the same strategy as us, pretty much. We all pit together. So I'm sitting in 5th right now. A bit of a hole again. It looks like Nico might have caught up to Real Deal. He's pretty close, so maybe he can catch up to him. And then that must mean, I don't actually know who's in the lead. Dramas. That would be such a shame if that's how this ends for Yerne. He was doing everything right so far. Tion's having the same issue. Oh no. I mean, I know if you cross the white line even an inch, you will not get served, and I don't know if that's what happened. I would explain it, but hopefully it's not like a thing that's happening to everybody or something. That would really ruin things. Yeah, we know it. Ian, did he cross the white line? I feel like, I mean, that's the only way I know that happens for sure. Even if you touch it or cross it. I mean, it seems like a bunch of us pit without an issue, so I don't know what could be causing just a couple cars, unless there's a couple bugged pit stalls, which would be really unfortunate. Alright, focus here on Maison Blanche. Still have a lot of racing to do. I don't want to throw it away for myself. Cars still in the pits. Scooby's in the pits. He might have been the one in the lead. So I think there's two ways that I know the pits could work wrong. If you enter too early or too late, you kind of have to enter right where the dotted line is, which we did call out. And then if you cross the white line at any time, I know those two things will mess up your pit stop. I don't know. Hopefully he's able to get back around and it works, but it's going to be, he'll have to go so slow. It's definitely not fair. Alright, I am in a world of my own right now. This could turn in, I thought it was going to be a lot of slipstreaming, but it could turn into a pretty boring race for my POV. Especially with something like Yerne, if he's out or something. I mean, he'll probably be able to like lift and coast and do a super slow lap and get back around, but he's gonna be so far behind. Yeah, I wouldn't blame him for packing it in or something. Sideways in front. Should catch him after the kink, I think. Hopefully. Pretty close. Oh, please don't. He should just stay to the left. That's alright. It worked out. Yeah, I would much rather him just stay on the racing line. Oh, I was a bit too overeager on the brakes. Alright, so I'm third now, and it's Real Deal and Nico in front. Jackson's falling behind, he just doesn't have a slipstream. He's got Moria behind him, they might catch up to each other, but it's looking pretty good right now. Looks like Dion's back on track, so maybe he got his pit stuff resolved. I just need to put in a consistent race here. If Yurne is still out here, I just have to keep doing what I'm doing and run as best I can, and things would work out in my favor here, but definitely not the way I wanted it to go. Yeah, I mean, it's akin to a failure in real life, I guess. It's just stuff like that doesn't feel fun. You don't want stuff like that to happen. But yeah, if you lose internet or one of your equipment breaks, and there's so many things that could go wrong that they're kind of like mechanical failures. So I wouldn't really want real mechanical failures that are random to be enabled for an online race. There's enough that can go wrong without them. Right. Dion might be coming in the pits here. I hope he can get served. But yeah, you gotta pass before the solid white line, and then you cannot pass the solid white line again. We got Leon here in front. Should be able to get him on the run down to the S's. Let's see though, he might be pretty quick here. Brakes to get out of the way. Thanks, bud. Liam was very excited to make the race in the Aston, because the Aston definitely is not the fastest of the 3-liter cars. Alright, so I got 38 gallons of fuel. About another lap will be at halfway. Another lap and a half. Try not to watch the clock. That's a great way to make the race feel longer than it is. I kind of like the fake billboards. I know some folks would rather. There is some texture patches and things if you really want the real ones, but because the cars themselves that we're driving aren't exactly the real things either. It all kind of fits, and I said this, I think, in the video I made about all this, that it's easier to suspend your disbelief about what you're doing when it's not, nothing has to be 100% because it's all a little fictional. So it's quite charming in a way, I feel like. There goes Frank. Just gotta be very careful not to miss anything. Oh, Yurne's in front, so it looks like Yurne was able to get pits, so hopefully it wasn't just like an R-Factor thing. I mean, I don't hope for him that he entered the pits wrong, but that would at least explain it and make it not this random thing. Yeah, it's a bit like an alternate universe. So, if everything was, sometimes, I know I have this problem, if everything's super accurate and one little thing is wrong, like, I don't know, you have a full 1967 Formula 1 grid and then Jim Clark's helmet is slightly the wrong shade, then it's like all ruined. But if it's all a little fictional, then those things don't really matter as much. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I need to focus here. A little bit wide, but we're all right. So Yerne is actually in front of me right now, but he's a lap down, obviously. So he's definitely not in the position you want it to be. Yeah, the white paint on the trees is purely to be reflective at night. So the trees coming out of Tete Rouge are painted white so that you can see them. We got Booch Magoo in front. It's gonna be one of those where I just catch him just as we get to Maison Blanche. It's alright, he lifted. Man, I'm really chickening out through there today, but just based off what's happened so far, it doesn't feel like risking anything is a good idea. Welcome, flowers. No, every logo I think is like a real logo fictionalized. I think the DB ones are for BP oil. I'm not sure paint would soften the blow too much. I know at some point they did wrap, like, I don't know if they did this here, but sometimes you see a tree like wrapped with a mattress, basically. Or like, they do it at Isle of Man where they'll wrap poles and stuff in hay bales. Foam to make them slightly softer. But, yeah, they just painted them white so as you come around the corner and you had your headlights, you could see where the road is and the trees are. Because there's nothing, I mean, they're right on the road here. Alright, so it looks like I'm going to catch up to Yerne and put him a lap down for myself. It's such a shame because who knows where we would be if I would have been able to catch him or anything, if the stops had worked out. Because if he, it seems like Jackson might have lost a little bit of time to me through the pit stop. So if Yerne lost Nico in front, I definitely would have caught him, because you can see here how much I'm reeling Yerne in just because of the jag. So I mean, it would have been quite a heads up, and then he would have had to try to stick with me, which I know he's good at. Yeah. I don't think it would make it any safer, but certainly painting them white definitely makes it safer in that you can see them. You see this as well at like Isle of Man, heading up to the gooseneck. Some of the rock walls have some white paint on them too, just so you can get better depth perception and see it. But yeah, I don't think the point was to ever actually protect you. It's more just visibility. Got Yerne here as we head up to Indianapolis. We've got a couple slow cars as well. Down a second gear. Just take it nice and easy. It's two in front. Might just let me by, I don't know. Or maybe not. I mean, his best shot at doing better is just sticking with me. So he doesn't need to win today. But he's real far back at the moment. I think he'll be able to get back ahead of all the 3 and 2 leaders if he doesn't have any other problems, but he's gonna let me by, I guess. Alright, we're halfway. That was sketchy. Oh, the bots. The bots are back. Big block up from the car in front. I do the same, actually. A little bit. We're all right. I don't think Yernay's going to take me out on purpose. Would be very Michael Schumacher of him, though, wouldn't it? Yernay, it's been great to get to know him this season. He's obviously somebody that does a lot of R Factor 2. That's kind of his specialty, and he's just kind of told me how much he really likes this league. I think he told me it was a dream come true to race something like this, so I really appreciate hearing that from him, since he's such, I don't know, he's a guy that does so much racing in R Factor 2, and apparently, according to him, the league's gone pretty well so far, just in everything, so, yeah. It's been great having him, and meeting all the people in this league has been one of the best parts about it. Just, you know, getting to know everybody. We've had, I forget the exact number, but we've had a good amount do at least 4 of the races this year. So it's, I think half the grid has done at least 4 of the races. So we've really gotten to know each other, and that's how you really meet people. Now I know wherever I race, if I run into somebody from the league, we'll have that in common. So it's a lot of fun. All right, down to all sand. It is weird. You get kind of this mental break every lap on the straightaway. Just gotta make sure to get back into it when it counts. Reese in front. I saw the car go a little sideways. Reese racing all the way from Australia. You might know him as Southpaw Racer. And happy to see him here. I know a couple, right before Targa Florio, he had basically his ceiling collapsed in his house. And miraculously, beyond not being injured in any way, all of his stuff survived. An eye on Yernay behind me. I don't think he wants to pass. We're definitely going to be faster working together. So I don't know if Reese is still racing from kind of a temporary rig of sorts, but I know he's had a lot of fun doing this as well. I think he's streaming today. Decent run there through Indianapolis and Arnage. I feel like I'm catching Reese at the same spot I caught him right before the pit stops. No, I don't think it's normal to have your ceiling collapse. That was just very, very lucky he wasn't at home, to be honest. I think they'll enjoy that, probably. Oh my god. Whew. These dang LMP drivers. Aurelian's out. My favorite paint scheme. It was a bit risky, I agree. I'm not really pushing or anything, if you can't tell. I'm just trying to be consistent. Nico's 25 seconds up the road. He's chasing Real Deal. And, yeah, at this point, I'm not going to make up 25 seconds no matter how much Yernay pushes me. So it's mostly just going to be trying to capitalize upon any mistake, nailing, don't making any mistakes myself, nailing fuel strategy and everything here towards the end, and see what happens. I know Nico, if he's within shot, I know both of them actually, if they're within shot of winning, they're going to go for it. So you never know what could happen in front. What does the H stand for? Hero? Well, Yurnay would still have to finish in the top 3 to win the championship, so even if he did distract me and I crashed, that would be quite a lot to catch up to Jackson. Yeah, he's fine behind me. Not pushing me too aggressively though, just hanging in there. Got 24 gallons of fuel left. Need to make it another 13 minutes to be able to pit and make it to the end. No idea what that message meant. Maybe Aurelian's trying to join again. Oh, maybe he had a disconnect. That might have been what happened to him. Yellow flag. There's big dust on the left. Ooh, it's real deal. Don't come across the track. He's missing a tire. All right, that's first or second place. He's probably gonna make it back to the pits and have that changed, but it seems like he had a coming to with Maison Blanche. Alright, Nico out front, 18 seconds up the road. His race to lose now, really. Ooh. Real Deal might be able to make it to the end from here if he saves some fuel, so it's a stretch that he would, because he's going to have to repair that, but never say never. He's been very quick, so. Yeah, our Factor 2, to my knowledge, doesn't even have a relative like you're seeing. This is a sim hub overlay, and yeah, it's not perfect, but at least it lets me know who's around me. But yeah, it's pretty bad at estimating the time. But I don't think the telemetry is available from our Factor 2 to make it much better at this point. Alright, we'll get past Eduardo here. You can see it's starting to get a little more in the evening. Goes 30 seconds up the road, but he's going to be without partner, and I actually may pull him in a bit here with Yurnay behind me. So we'll see. We'll just keep on it. I'm about half tank of fuel at this point. Intentions clear right away, get to the inside. So the worst thing I could do would be like miss braking zones and stuff, so it's very easy. If you hit those sandbanks, you probably will rip a tire off the car. So getting low on fuel, so I just need to be careful through Maison Blanche here, and hope Yernet doesn't run me over, because I know he can go a lot quicker than me through there. I think the Ferrari's just a little easier through Maison Blanche. But I just don't want to do what Real Deal did, because it's so easy. To be honest, I'm surprised more folks haven't done it. We got 18 gallons. Real Deal's still in the pits, so he's going to be over a lap down. Which, again, he might not have to pit again if he takes a full tank of fuel, because I think you could do 47 minutes. It's nice and easy here. We'll see how close I am to, probably won't be able to see Nico's split, but I'm a little closer than I was last lap. So having Yernet behind me might ultimately help me out a lot. So we definitely won't be changing tires this time. We should be fine on these. And depending on when we pit, I'll have to adjust the fuel. I'm braking pretty early. You can brake at like 350 on a big flyer, but just want to make sure we hit the marks. Yeah, we used R Factor for this series rather than AC or AMS or whatever, just because of this mod and the tracks that we raced on. There are some of them exist in multiple sims, but trust me, once you feel how these cars drive, you would understand why we were putting up maybe with some of the quirks of R Factor 2 sometimes. They feel so good to drive. It's a really, really magical mod and set of tracks and everything. And for example, for AC, that same like quality level of Isle of Man doesn't exist that we raced on. Dundrad as well. There would have to be some different tracks. AC, though, does have a nice version of the Nürburgring that R Factor 2 doesn't have for historic stuff, so there's pluses and minuses to both. But this mod in R Factor 2 on these tracks is very, very nice. Alright, we got 45 minutes to go, so we could make it from here with a full tank, but I can do, I think, 3 more laps. We're gonna catch Matt here right as we exit Maison Blanche. I'm babying the car through there. Like Irne's understanding what I'm doing. A little bit wide there. Just a dab of the brakes to get it to settle in a little bit. I had the brake bias pretty far backwards. So it'll be 2 more laps after this, I think. I have to think we're pulling in Nico a little bit, unless he's absolutely flying. Oh, Eduardo. I wonder what happened. Passed him just before the kink, thankfully. You can make it through there too wide, but it takes participation from both drivers. We're coming up on Oscari, the only track I'll be able to pass him at. It's gonna get a little funny. Boy, Irne's right there. That was very aggressive. Oh, God. I thought he was gonna stick behind Mitrimson, but I suppose not. Bit of a lock up here in front of this blue car. Erevan. Yeah, in real life they probably couldn't bump draft, but in the sim they definitely can. But we've that's one of the specific rules that we will black flag anybody for bump drafting. Just to, it would get crazy ridiculous if we allowed it. Slip up the inside of Ascari here. Just a little security lift there. See the 2-liter champion there. Whoa, a little bit of understeer. It's getting quite tricky now. Gotta come to the line. Should have enough fuel for 2 more. Let's see. Starting to get a little dark. Push it. I'm definitely pulling in Nico, just like ever so slightly. pulled in like 6-7 seconds on Nico here through this whole run. Now we're gonna do one more lap, I think, on fuel. Yerne is just slipstreaming me because he's faster if I'm in front of him. Maybe. I don't know. If he wanted to pass me, he could, but he's not making a move, so I'm gonna trust that he'll keep it safe. He's very talented. If he wants to slip by, he will do so. Just 38 minutes to go. Actually pit this lap. I think I'll pit this lap because it'll I'll stick to my strategy. We'll pit one more lap. A bit early on the old brakes this time. Yeah, I mean, I'm not exactly breaking records out front here, but he probably is going to be going faster, even stuck behind me with the tow, than without it. Come on now. Regardless of what I feel like, Yerne's kind of in control at the moment, so I can't really do anything. He's going to pass me or he's not, but I don't feel too uncomfortable with him behind me. It's a little sketchy pass in some of the last cars, but otherwise it's been fine. Alright, just got to be really careful here. Car is very much light and ill handling at the moment. I know that'll be killer for him. He's probably thinking that I'm going so slow there, but alright, so we got one more lap. We'll come in next time. We got Richard Woodcock in front of me. Yeah, we'll actually be perfect with fuel. I'm going to put 34 gallons in. That should give me just enough to do the last 32 minutes or so, plus a lap, just in case we have to do a whole extra lap at the end. But I don't know if Yerne is going to pit with me or not, or if he's been saving fuel. I guarantee you he's saving a lot of fuel back there. Alright. So we're going to pit this time. 34 gallons of fuel. Says my crew is ready. A little early. No tire change, no damage to fix. Just gotta not miss my stall or mess up anything in the pits. Yeah, we've gained about 5 seconds off Nico this whole stint, but it's obviously not going to be quite enough. Nico's very, very fast as well, so like raw pace, he's quicker, but still a lot of racing to go. Yeah, good question. I don't know if it's Imperial or US gallons. No idea. Alright, hopefully, now my only worry is here, coming into the pits with Yerne behind. I'll stick to the right, hopefully he realizes I'm pitting. I wish I could wave to him or something. That would be very nice. Whoa, that was sketchy. I don't think I slowed down earlier or anything. He just kind of missed his braking zone. Well, that solves any issues with pitting. All right, just gotta make it through Maison Blanche here with like no fuel in the car. Get into the pits nice and steady. I don't need to break any records. Just don't cross the white lines or anything crazy like that. It would be challenging for me to make it another lap. That was a real big lift. Alright. Coming to the pits. There's my stall all lit up. Yeah, you just don't want to cut anything or... coming in behind me pretty hot as well. Oh, God. All right, in the pits. Final stop of the season. Oh, no. Does Richard somehow have the same stall as I do? Dang. How would that happen? There's so many stalls here. I know. I can't do anything, man. I'm locked in. He's in a bad spot. That's gonna mess up everybody's stop. Oh no. He should have parked right behind me. Ooh, there goes Diego. Yikes. There goes Yerne coming out. That was a mess. I hope Jackson was able to stop, but I have a feeling he wasn't because he had to zip around Richard. I can't believe oh my God, we checked how many pit stalls this track has to make sure it had enough. It's not our factor too unless there's drama with the pits. That's super unlucky for him. That was very scary because he was parked like right in the middle of the pit lane. I mean, I'm not gonna blame it on him entirely just because he came into his pit stall and said, "What the hell?" that I was sitting there, but yeah, it wasn't good that he was stopped in the middle of the pits because then everybody else is flying in and you have to be within the white line, so I worry that Jackson might have just had a big issue. Yeah, there are horns in the car. I don't actually have it mapped, unfortunately. I should have done that, but... Alright, I'm 12 seconds off of Nico here, so I gotta put the hammer down and see if I can pull him in. Yerne is 5 seconds back. I don't think he's gonna be able to, we have 30 minutes to go. I'll have just enough fuel, I think. I can't just go wild because there's more for me to lose than gain by winning. I want to win, I really do, but if I finish second here, I definitely win the championship no matter what. So that is definitely on my mind. I'm not gonna do anything stupid here in the final 30 minutes. But I'll try to push just a little bit where I can. There's Nico right up the road there. Yeah, I think I did gain time on the stop. I don't know if Nico slipped past his stall or maybe put a little extra fuel in, tires, who knows. it's like, should I let Yurnay catch up to me so I have a slipstream to catch Nico? But I think that would lose me more time overall. We'd have to gain like 15 seconds then, which if the last run's anything to go by, we were only able to gain like 5. Well, I'll try to put some pressure on Nico and see if I can make anything happen here. I'd love to win it. I won the first round of the season, like, surprisingly, and I honestly didn't think I was going to be super competitive, but it's worked out that either because of the car I've picked or the other competitors, who knows. I've ended up having a shot at it here, so certainly going to go for it, but need to keep that championship on the mind. Matt Wright going into the pits. See Nico out there. He's just turning in. There's a car coming out of the pits at the same time, too. There's another one coming out here. Just zip around the outside. I lose a bit of time there, but just need to make sure that was all going to work out. That was Dion coming out of the pits. Oh, I was a bit late braking here for the S's. Come on, get it slowed down. We're good. You gotta recognize early if you've broken late. As early as you can, and just brake as hard as possible. I missed my marker that time, I was just distracted. Yeah, Yurnay is actually he might catch up to me. He's so quick. I would have had a hard time beating him on pace, but I'm driving 90%, I'd say. It's 26 minutes to go. Got 31 gallons of fuel, so I have exactly like 4 gallons more than I'm gonna need. So that'll be just enough to get around one more lap if we have to do a full extra lap, but likely we won't. Sneak around Dion. Dion did super well. Won class at Targa Florio. I don't think he's had such a great race here just with fuel stuff. It's a little wide. Yeah, this is the time of the race where it's easy to start slipping focus, and it's very easy to ruin a race here, so just gotta keep my marks, keep looking for my markers. Right up here, look for just ahead of the 200. Down to second gear, turn in. Want to just touch the grass there on the inside, then down to first right as you come out of the corner. Late entry if you can. Gonna slide a little bit wide, it's alright. Get on the throttle, help rotate the car. Hard on the brakes here. Car in front runs a bit wide through Arnage, but it's alright. Should be able to pass Moreletto here. Quite easy. Before Maison Blanche. Just stay in his slipstream. Hopefully pass to the right. Make my intention known. He goes to the right as well. That's not good. Whatever. Not an issue. Or she just hugged to the left. bit too early there. You could hear it start to slip. The RPMs will rise a bit quicker. All right, as we come across the line, 23 more minutes, so should be just about 4 laps to go in the race. 4 more times. Or a bit more than that, 6 times. 5 or 6 times. They'll have nobody between me this time, between me and Nico. There he is, scooting just out of sight. I don't know if I might be losing on him just a little bit. Yeah, your name was close last time because I had to kind of lift off for the first corner. See, I think Nico's got a slipstream up there, just a quick one from one of the slower cars, so he's able to tip around him. Final stretch here. Got a couple slower cars, but see where I catch up to him. Just use that engine, slow the car down. Nico was able to pull a lot on me that time. It's not a big deal. Just focus in. Gotta get around these 2 cars. Bad through Indianapolis that time. A little lift on exit. Just avoid running into the dirt. Really, if you hit the dirt just a little bit, it can really mess up the exit. Send you sideways and stuff. Alright, Nate's gonna stay to the right, I guess. Slip on by. Should be able to get through Maison Blanche before I catch Liam. Front straightaway. It's getting nice into the evening now. Wanted to make this race just a little bit different than doing like a full day to night cycle, because maybe someday we'll do a lengthier edition where we do that a little more faithfully. But for 2 hours, that would be a really quick day to night, and it's a nice way to send off the season in the sunset. Slide. Yeah. It's fancy looking, but it definitely does not make you faster. Right, it should be 4 laps from here to go. We should be totally fine on fuel. I have enough fuel to do almost 6 laps, so we will be totally fine there. Maybe overfilled it slightly, but nothing that would have made too much of a difference here. And so just have to see how it plays out in front. Nico's got to work past a few slower cars, but unless he makes some kind of big error, I'm not going to be able to catch him on pace. Richard's out. He's the one that got stuck in the pit lane behind me. I hope that didn't play into it too much, but that's too bad. Always want to shift up to 4th there, but it's definitely quicker to keep it in 3rd. Just let it rev out. Didn't quite get the slide that I wanted through there. Grass. You know, maybe I'd have a better shot if I was a bit more gutsy here, but I just don't feel confident. I tried to get good at going flat or taking crazy cuts and stuff, and I could do it some laps, and that's how I got my qualifying lap, but I could never get consistent enough at it to make it a viable racing line. So maybe if I could do something to work on, maybe I'd be a little bit closer to Nico, but other than that, I feel like I'm driving pretty much perfect, so not a lot else I could do. Wait, there's a little apex there. Nice run through the first sector. It's a 10th off my best. Car's going to get pretty light here towards the end on fuel. Let's get on past Frank. Thank you so much all for joining in. I just saw got like 300 folks in here today, which is awesome. It's a nice way to end the season. Not the most exciting track to drive, but just a lot of focus needed just to nail it lap after lap. And looks like I might come up one short today, but just going to keep on him and see if I can get to the end here without any major incidents and wrap up this championship. Should have 3 more laps, I think, after this. There's the 250 there, down into second. right before the 100 boards, get into first, and then just use the brake until she stops. Face the sun going in this direction, and it definitely can blind you. Yeah, it's pretty easy. The straights, I mean, they obviously give you time to rest, so this is not the most physical track by far, but you think a lot about what you're about to do in the braking zones, and so that's why it's really necessary to get good at hitting braking markers and committing to them. I cannot do laps around here just by feel. You know, Targa Florio is kind of the ultimate feel circuit. Just slide a lot there. This is the ultimate markers type track where you just need to be perfect. It was not perfect that time through Indianapolis. Lost a lot of time there. Yeah, I lost like a second with that slide in Indianapolis. It's pretty wild. About exactly 3 laps, but Nico might be far enough ahead that we're going to have to do 4 laps, and I'm going to have exactly enough fuel to do that. But either way, if we've got to do 3 more or 4 more, we will be all set. Nice and easy here. Surprised I haven't had too much of a moment through the S's. It's a easy place to crash. I just haven't been pushing too much. This corner just feels slippery. The track definitely feels a lot different with all the rubber on it. I wouldn't say it's necessarily faster, although I think we are doing faster lap times. It feels way different. Get past old Booch Magoo here. Booch has turned on his lights finally. We did tell folks to make sure they could turn their lights on, just in case, but I knew it wouldn't get, it's not going to be nighttime at the end, but nice sunset time. Yeah, it seems like Nico's been able to pull about 5 seconds on me this stint so far. It's 10 minutes to go. Catch up to Keeper right after the kink. Hopefully he stays to the left side. I'll just take the right, make it clear. Be better to get a little slipstream, but I just want to make them know that I'm going to go to the right here. 10 minutes to go. Yeah, golden hour. If you want to make good screenshots and things, set your sim time to morning or evening like this. Whoa, I'm just watching my mirror there. Keeper's all squirrely on the brakes. Alright, anybody that's made it this far in the race knows how to get around this track. Hot there into Arnage. Ooh. I think one of my first times running deep. We're all set though. Yeah, I would love to race here with all the classes. So for those that don't know, this mod actually has at least 3 more classes of cars. And they're all very slow. But it's true, the grid of cars available is true to the 1954 Le Mans race. So they had some really low capacity, like sub 1 liter engine cars that barely hit 100 miles an hour on the straightaway, if that. And I wish you could race here with like the AI or something in those, but they definitely do not play nice with each other. I'm just in full be safe mode. Irene is 14 seconds off. I think Nico's at least 14 seconds ahead, so. Alright, come to the line. I don't know, it's gonna be close as to whether or not we'll do 3 more laps or 2 more. But I have enough fuel, so there's no issues. Wonder if Nico may slow down just a little bit to make it only 2 more. I don't know. If I was him, I would. I've got exactly from this point 3 laps of fuel left. So we'll be fine either way, but I think he might cross the line with like 10 seconds, so we'll have to do an entire additional lap. Yeah, I mean, he could definitely back off and maybe save us a lap. It doesn't matter. We'll just do what needs to be done. I very much enjoy driving these cars here. If you haven't done this before, it's all free mods. So if you have R Factor 2, you can have a go at it, and it's very challenging in a unique way. We'll catch up to Darren, who I think is going to win or finish second in the 2-liter championship over Silver Wolf, since Silver DNF'd early. But I don't know. Unfortunately, the class positions aren't working for some reason on my relative, so I don't know if Darren's in points for his class. We'll come down to Mulsanne corner though, and this might be interesting. He jumps way off the brakes. Yeah, R Factor 2 does support driver swaps and everything, so you could do, I mean, they do a kind of official Le Mans 24-hour esport race with modern cars in R Factor 2. Driver swaps and a lot of pomp and everything, but you could do it with these cars. It would be fun. It would be a challenge. I don't know what goes into planning a 24-hour race and making sure that actually goes off successfully. Alright, 5 minutes to go. Around our notch here, make sure I don't lock it up again. Yeah, it seems with all of those longer races, there are always issues at some point with servers and things, so. It's kind of a headache. Alright, so Nico, I think he's going to, well, he's got this next lap to back off if he wants. So we're either coming to 2 to go or the final lap, we'll have to see. Just get through Maison Blanche here, nice and easy. Well, about 10 miles an hour slower than you can be through there. It's crazy how quickly it dies off if you back out, but we are just in it to finish. Well, it all depends on whether or not... Yeah, I think we're probably going to do 2 laps because I crossed the line with 4 minutes. So unless Nico wants to have a spicy couple of final laps, as we've got Toby here in front. So I imagine we're going to do 2 more here. nice into the evening time now, though. Yeah, if you wanted to, you could run this full 24 hours with driver swaps, with realistic weather that changes, rain, whatever you want. It would be pretty cool, but it's fun to do even kind of a sprint endurance here like this. Oh, Pico is far ahead of me. So he's really pulled out. Alright, so it should just be one more lap after this, and I've got just enough fuel to do it. Spot that braking marker. Down to first gear from all sand corner, very slow. Nice run out of it. It is nice you have an opportunity to drink something in the straights. A little coffee. Just to keep me focused and alert here. Just a little longer to go now. Just focus in. Keep it in third gear here. A couple cars in front will have to get around. Hard on the brakes. Garnage here. I feel like I've seen some of the same 2 and 3 liter cars like many times. Alright, so just about a minute, so I think I'll cross the line after the time runs out, but I'll have to do one more lap. Oh, a yellow flag. Car stopped on the inside there. Alright, just nice and easy. I'll let Declan have this corner. No need for me to push at this point. Just nice and steady through. And to the right. Get on by him. Thing is, in an actual endurance race, you'd have to be very careful about how much time you can lose doing stuff like that. And at this point, it's not really worth me pushing too much. 2-1, across the line just with 1 second to go. But their time's out, we're on the final lap. Final lap of the HRRC season. We just need to do a nice, good lap here. In the center of the road here. To the left. We'll go right. Should be clear for the rest of the lap here. One more corner. Listen gently through. No records to set. There it is. What a season. I don't know how it happened, but I'm so happy. It doesn't feel like the best circumstances to beat Urinay like that, but I'm sure we'll see what happened, and hopefully it wasn't just a bug, but with that, I won the championship for overall 5 liter. And Nico wins, he's had a lot of ups and downs this season. We've maybe been a bit harsh on him at times, just kind of joking about some of the crashes and stuff he's had, and I hope he knows that we were all actually really rooting for him, and so I'm happy he won today. If I couldn't do it, oh my god, it's such a relief. See if I can catch up to Nico here, and we can do a little flying V with Reese or something. Oh my god, you don't know how much of a relief it is. Ooh. Might have had a little fender bender up here. It is funny winning my own championship, but I wanted to do this kind of racing, and there's some other stuff out there, but I know I could really put a lot of have a lot of folks, and oh man, I'm so happy for him. Oh, I'm out of fuel. I'm out of fuel. And there's Urinay. He's gonna finish, I guess he finished 6th, which he'll pick up some points then, but it's not gonna be enough, unfortunately. I ran out of fuel, guys, so we'll see how long I can roll for, but it's such a relief that that's over, and then it seemed to have gone pretty well. We had some funny stuff happen there with pit stops, and maybe it was somebody's fault, or if it was just luck, bad luck. I suppose that's how racing is sometimes, but with the 2nd place, it should be just enough to clinch the championship over Urinay. There's Darren as well. I think he's got 2nd in the 2 liter class. Thank you guys so much. Not enough fuel to sample DQ, yeah. I didn't really have a lot of extra fuel, actually. I timed it perfectly. I saw a lot of chats during the race about, what's going to happen next and stuff, and future races and all that, and there's no plans for, a series right now, but we'll definitely be doing something next year. Wow, that's a little bit scary. A little bit scary. I'll pull over here. We'll go, I don't know, see if this house has any champagne or anything. 2nd place, winning the championship. It doesn't, that's what it's all about. All right, so we're going to let everyone finish. I'm probably going to join the main broadcast for just a quick interview or something. And then I'll come back here. I'll come back here and we'll look at the results and everything in a few minutes, but I'm going to take a quick break and then hopefully join up for the interviews or something, and then I'll see you all again in a few minutes.
together, some feedback and stuff, and it's just so awesome here.
Yeah, it's good to see that the like people like yourself and Yoni haven't been try-harding this with your hack setups and things like that. But would you be back for another season if it ever came around?
I mean, I'm one of the historic 24 hours if we could get that together, because I think the driver demand is definitely there.
Yeah.
And yeah, just really awesome experience.
Yeah, it's been something different, hasn't it?
Absolutely. And like racing at these old tracks as well, like of course you have Assetto Corsa, but like the physics and the force feedback and the feel and everything in R-Factor 2 is just completely in its own league.
All right, fantastic stuff. We'll let you go and cool off and have some dinner and maybe a couple of beers and stuff, and have yourself a good Christmas as well, and we'll hopefully see you soon.
Thank you very much. You guys as well. So see you later.
No worries. Okay. We also have the champion in the waiting room for the interview portion of the show. Jake, you won your own championship.
I won my own championship, but it man, what is it? It was a crazy race, and I don't really know what happened to folks in the pit lane and stuff, and it's not exactly the way maybe I'd wanna win it, but it solid drive there, and I'm so happy Nico won the race as well, just at the season he's had and everything. So it was quite the race itself from the driver's seat.
Yeah, because you appeared to be nowhere in the opening few minutes or so, and it was like, oh, you know, Yerne's got this because Jake's nowhere, and then it was just this bizarre, we think it was a bizarre glitch in the pit stop. Maybe Yerne didn't cross the white line properly, or he crossed a portion of the pit lane where it's not coded or anything like that. So was it just one of those things that happens and that kind of thing? And do you think you might have lucked out in that case?
Yeah, I think I lucked out. I mean, I know when I was testing here, the pits are finicky, and you know, when they don't have the separating wall and things like that, because it's all about lines on the road. And I know there are a few ways that you could invalidate your stop, but I have no idea if you're an A, and I know it sounded like Dion had the same issue. I don't know if they crossed those lines or didn't intercorrect, or if it was just, you know, one of those things. I guess you could chalk it up to mechanical failure or something, but it not the way that I want it to be decided. Yeah, not the way I want it to be decided, but ultimately, you know, it takes luck, and there's been times this season too where I didn't have luck on my side. So yeah, happy my stops went well at least, and we had a scary moment in the pits with car behind me and stuff, but otherwise it was pretty clean overall.
Yeah, it did look pretty clean. I think we only had probably 2 pieces of car-on-car contact. One was just racing instant, one was a bit overzealous into a corner, but I think that's just been the case of the driving standards across the whole season. There's been none of that trying to lob it into a corner from 150 yards further back than you should have done to win the race on the first lap. And just overall, it's been great to watch. People in the YouTube chat have been saying that it's been great racing to watch and all that kind of thing. So, I mean, are you happy with the way that everything's gone over the last, what, sort of 6 months or so?
Yeah, it honestly couldn't have gone better. First time hosting a series in R-Factor 2 and with these cars and tracks, and we had little bumps along the way with things, but overall, you know, JustRace with our servers did really well. You all with the broadcasts with SimplyRace did well as well. And then the drivers themselves, I think everybody, you know, came into this with a similar idea that it's, you know, there was a bit of this competitive spirit throughout, but it's generally just getting together to drive these cars on awesome tracks, and everyone was sold on that from the beginning. So I think the racing is just a result of that.
And the big question, will there be a season 2 in 2023?
Nothing to announce at this point, but we'll definitely be doing races. And I wouldn't doubt seeing something in the future that's a bit more of a series type atmosphere, but nothing planned just yet. I hope everybody enjoys, you know, a bit of an off season and just reflecting on how much fun this was, and we'll get to planning something new.
Yeah, it was fun to watch, great to commentate over, and you found yourself a little niche in here. It's been very popular, a lot of people have been talking about it, and I hope we do get to see more like this, maybe even a full-on 24-hour race for this particular track and sort of car combo in the future. That would be great to watch, because we loved seeing the fact that it's just been so different to what we're sort of saturated with at the minute. So what we'll do is we'll let you go off and interact with your stream chat, and have yourself a great Christmas as well for next weekend, and hopefully see you again soon.
Thank you, Aidan. Thank you all for covering the season and everything, and it's been a lot of fun.
No, thank you for putting it on. So that was your champion, Jake. Richie Axel says,
All right. Man, what a season. What a season. If anybody's still here, we'll take a look at results and everything. I won. Man, I had a lot of thoughts coming into today about the race, making sure it went well, making sure I drove well, and that it all just went to plan. And it sounds like, some weird stuff happened in the pits with a few folks, but by and large, the race did go well. But we'll take a look at what happened, so in case we race here again sometime soon, we're able to figure that out and everything. But for those of you still here, all right, we'll take a look at should be the preliminary results, and we'll officially go through everything in the coming days, and the championship as well. I'll make a community post about all the statistics that you could possibly want, and we'll of course do the highlights video for this. But won't be able to declare all the champions and everything today, but I believe I have one for the overall, and it's Nico that won here this race today. So finishing a really good consistent effort by him. I mean, he was able to get with that pack early on, and maybe that was really the differentiator, I guess, was him getting those 15 seconds ahead right off the grid. I wasn't able to keep up with that whole pack, but yeah, I'm happy that he won, because it's been a season for him, and I know it's not always been easy and everything with just even beyond the series, so happy he was able to put one in. But finishing second, a good ways off of him, but I was there. Running out of fuel just like right after the line too. That's so funny. Yeah, Moria finishes third, then getting a podium. I think that's his first podium for the season, so that's great to see. Then another Jag. Jackson finishing fourth, so whatever happened in the pits there, he was either able to stop or whatever, so he's able to finish fourth overall. Scooby on the controller. Scooby, if you didn't know, races on a controller, which, I mean, he does a fantastic job, so it doesn't really matter necessarily that we're racing him, but I think it's so impressive that he's able to handle that Ferrari with a controller. So he finishes fifth, and Jerne Simoncic finishes sixth, and that will be the overall points. He'll get a point today, but not quite enough. Not quite enough. Thank you, Diego. I saw you there a couple times, but you were rapid. Nate as well. Passed you there right towards the end. But I hope the Bristol was fun. If we look further down, it looks like Mark Zeidler won, or Zeidler. I think it's Zeidler. But Mark won in the 3 liters. I think he drives a Mercedes. So he's able to get the win. Real Deal finished the race 9th overall. But yeah, Mark's going to get the win. Rujatsu finishes 2nd in the 3 liter class, driving the Gordini, and Ervan also with the Gordini finishing in 3rd. So they get the podium for the 3 liters. And if we look down, it's really sorted by engine size here. I mean, it's really all about power with this track. But Ascari, who else would have won, right? Ascari finishes 1st and gets the win for the 2 liter class. He won the championship already, so just a little more points for himself. Sal finishes in 2nd, it looks like, in the 2 liters with that Maserati. And Reese, Southpaw Racer, finishing in 3rd in class. I guess you can't quite see it. I believe he's 3rd, yeah. 3rd. Looks like Darren might have picked up a couple points. So we'll have to see how it all works out. I'm not going to try to figure out all the points live with you, but we'll make a post about it on Twitter and on the community tab, and there'll be highlights. We'll probably insert something in there at the end just talking about the championship overall. But man, what a season. A lot to digest with that, but I hope it was fun coming along for the ride and watching all these races, these circuits. I mean, it's all about these circuits and the tracks, the cars, and it was really fun to put a series together to have folks race them competitively, and definitely got competitive at times, but turned out to be a lot about consistency. And with the drop races and just having the Jag, I think I had a bit of an advantage overall. But I appreciate you all being here today and for all the different streams and everything. There'll be plenty more stuff coming. Take a break a little bit from competitive stuff with rally ending and with this ending, but have some videos planned and probably do maybe just a couple fun streams, things to not get stressed out over, and just enjoy the end of the year. But if I don't talk to you, if I don't see you all till then, I hope you all have a great end of your year and holidays and everything, and be on the lookout for some new stuff in the new year. But I think that's it for the HRRC and live streams and everything for it. So I appreciate you all being here. I hope you have a great rest of your day and rest of your weekend, and I'll see you all again soon.